The Homeworld universe has occupied a serious amount of space in my head for some time. The first game was magnificent, taking the RTS genre in a completely new direction by giving players a fresh way to engage the enemy, in 360 degrees. The sequel introduced dynamic difficulty levels with more unit variety and an incredible jump in graphics. Returning composer Paul Ruskay also willed to life an incredible soundtrack to bring it all together. It was a long wait to 2016 to see Homeworld Deserts of Carrick, 13 years to be precise, but with the return of Paul Ruskay on score and the property safely in the hands of Gearbox Software after the dissolution of THQ, the Blackbird Interactive team, many of whom were original members of the Homeworld team, were able to force lightning to somehow strike once again. I'm Ron Burke, Editor-in-Chief for GamingTrend.com. Let's go hands-on with Homeworld 3. It'd be very easy to see the delay of Homeworld 3 as a warning sign for things to come, but with design director Rob Cunningham, score director Paul Ruskay, and Homeworld Cataclysm's writer Martin Cirulis at the helm, I can see it for what it is, the team taking their time to get things right. While our last hands-on session may have emphasized the importance of the new cover-based combat system, this newest time with the game was all about reinvention. It's been 24 years since the first Homeworld game was unleashed on the unsuspecting RTS world, and now Homeworld 3 is closer than ever. This latest hands-on with the game gave us the opportunity to experience a brand new mode for the series, a cooperative mode called War Games. War Games is a cross-play compatible multiplayer mode and allows up to 3 commanders to work cooperatively to take on an ever-increasing threat. Now, if that's where the Blackbird Interactive team left things off, well, that's been done before. No, they took the next step. Loading up with a fellow press member and Kyle, a developer from Gearbox, we set out on our cooperative mission. To differentiate from one another, I chose the red and white Kith's jet pattern from the various liveries available, though honestly with the colors, the sky really is the limit here. My partners did the same, though Kyle went with his traditional black and white out of the seemingly endless presets, showcasing his Gearbox colors. From here, being level 1, we all selected the Strikecraft fleet. Our battles raged across the stars. Our first mission had us emerge within the space where a derelict ship had once been cracked in half by some previous battle. Abandoned, we searched for precious resources and began to build our own fleet. As we worked together RUs from the various wreckage points on the map, an ever-present bar began to indicate that our enemy forces were not only mustering, but their arrival was imminent. We could complete our stated objectives, which are randomly generated, scooting out before additional forces arrived, or we could stick around and take our chances at more resources, more XP, and special weapons. Through our cooperative action and combined tactics, we pushed our luck. Using the weapons and tools available to us, and focusing on one another's strengths and position, and what units we'd selected, we began to work together as a team. Push after push, escape after escape, our luck continued to hold. Until it didn't. This new mode, though cooperative, is also roguelike. The universe scraped what was once our fleet off its boot like so much dirt, and we faded into the distant light of a dying star. Returned to the multiplayer screen, we received a short synopsis of how we did, as well as the experience points we'd earned on our journey. Leveling up, we gained access to new starter fleets. These starter fleets emphasized new troop combinations or smaller ship counts, but offered frigates instead of interceptors, or offering a new way to tackle our next run. Leveling up further would unlock additional starting ship configurations. Some offer additional RUs but fewer units, giving you flexibility in your approach. Others emphasize capital ships at the expense of support units to guard them. No matter what you choose, the real differentiator comes courtesy of the artifact system. Throughout each mission you'll gain experience, and with that experience you'll be given a choice. 3 randomized modifiers grant all sorts of new ways to tackle the threat ahead. One gave my troops a brawler upgrade, increasing my interceptor damage by 33% and armor by 25%, but decreasing their vision by 25%, a big trade-off. Another transformed my ion frigates into far-reaching snipers that could obliterate ships at a distance. Others include increasing the cap maximum on your strike craft, or increasing bomber damage at the expense of range. But Kyle from Gearbox assures me that there is a ridiculous amount of these just waiting for us to discover. Each of these has a dramatic effect on your ship composition, your attack power, and how you approach battle. During one sequence, we faced what seemed to be an insurmountable force, with Kyle having lost all of his combat troops. He was certain we were done and that our run was all but complete, But, having constructed some repair frigates, he was able to sustain us all through the fight, keeping us on the offensive till we could jump. Our biggest fight came when a dreadnought warped onto the battlefield, an incarnate destroyer. This thing was not only massive, but it was also incredibly dangerous. Using our combined fleets, we'd need every special power available to bring it down. Through our combined powers, we were able to do exactly that, leaving behind precious salvage that could be harvested by our resource collectors. There's one aspect of the real world that makes its way into Homeworld, and it's been present there since the first game: the chatter. If you've ever listened to real-world military transmissions, you know that the pilots involved remain completely dispassionate, being focused on the mission and not becoming overly excited about much of anything. This military bearing is a major aspect of good order and discipline on the battlefield, and any good military member has it. That is translated perfectly to the Homeworld universe, and you hear that a lot in Homeworld 3. Your troops acknowledge their orders, and they do call and response to the situation at hand in a calm and collected manner. It makes you feel like you're commanding loyal troops that know what's at stake, not unprofessionals. Combine that with what'll be another award-winning soundtrack from Ruskay, and Homeworld 3 delivers in the audio department once again. Graphically, Homeworld 3 is a showcase. The haze as motes of debris glisten in from light from a nearby lighted tunnel. The turrets that turn and target enemies as they pass. The overall detail of each and every ship in the game is extraordinary. Even more so when you remember that this is a game of global scale, meant to be commanded from a distance. The custom Homeworld engine has been replaced by Unreal Engine 4, and the game is a real looker as a result. Playing Homeworld 3, I was immediately reminded of the early episodes of Battlestar Galactica. The Cylons would attack, the Galactica would jump, and Mr. Gaeta would, quote, start the clock. I always felt like I was under that same constant pursuit. It was relentless, exhausting, and exhilarating to watch. In this way, our missions always felt desperate, frantic, and doomed to fail, making unlikely success that much more rewarding each time we defied the odds. This new mode has such a simple twist, but it's impossible to overstate the effect. While I'm certain the campaign will occupy my time and headspace in a whole new way, this mode could be the thing that draws me into cooperative multiplayer. It's that good. While February 2024 may feel like a long time, it's really right around the corner. There are many more features to experience as Homeworld 3's picture comes into focus, but one thing is already clear. Developer Blackbird Interactive won't be satisfied with anything less than a complete reinvention for the third time. If the last two hands-on opportunities that I've received are any indication, they will succeed. Homeworld 3 will head to PC on Steam as well as the Epic Store with cross-compatibility in February of 2024. Stay tuned at gamingtrend.com and on this YouTube channel for all of our playthroughs, walkthroughs, unboxings, and much more. And any more time that we get with Homeworld 3, well, you're going to hear it here first. I'm Ron Burke, Editor-in-Chief for gamingtrend.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay safe, and we'll see you again very soon.